It's not just about the money anymore. A short story written by Ron Paolo. Now, if you were wondering about whether I am super wealthy enough to actually purchase a new multi-million dollar mansion, or even a brand new Lamborghini sports car, well, let me tell you the truth about my current wealth status. I am not earning millions of dollars at all, because I do not even have that kind of wealth maximized in my bank account. So it's not just about the money anymore for me. Whenever I want it all, that is what I have ever wanted to desire happily in my life. But I never seek the alluring temptation to actually obtain all of what I have always lusted for. Whenever I look at something that speaks sex appeal to me, it's just not going to work on me anymore. And why is that? Because it's just not about the money anymore that matters to me. Being a politician is just not what I wanted. Because of the fear of succumbing to money as the root of all evil and excessive greed that might take over my innocent subconsciousness and eliminate my sincerity and kindness from this world filled with so much hatred and desperate need for help. Therefore, it's just not about the money anymore. When there is someone who needs help, begging for money because he has to eat so desperately and drink more water to satiate his own thirst to stay alive and healthy, I just have to feel such warm sympathy for this beggar and just give him the right amount of money that he needs. I'd figured that he needs it more than I do, and kindness is always more powerful than selfishness. So, in the end, it's just not about the money anymore. Let's say someone is richer than me. And then suddenly, the urge to get all envious starts to seep into my attitude, and I have no choice but to do everything I can to put a stop to that gold digger. Then what I should do instead is I don't want to demoralize that person down to my current level. Rather, I have to show my never ending support for the richer man in any way I possibly could by acknowledging all of what he has been through so far in his life and just provide a little bit of financial support whenever necessary. Because the truth is, it's just not about the money anymore. If I were to get monetized on YouTube, then I shouldn't even focus more on how much money I should generate from my videos, but rather, I have to stop and think to myself, as always, how can I provide valuable educational insights to my viewers who will someday become my new subscribers in the future? Money gained from YouTube doesn't always measure how popular you truly are as a YouTuber. But on the other hand, it measures how much good help you could bring to the YouTube community without ever sacrificing your passions and your love for YouTube. So it's just not about the money anymore. If giving away money to charity is always essential to building a more prosperous community to alleviate the overwhelming effects of extreme poverty, then I have to do my part to contribute largely to the poorest side of global society as a whole. Because truth be told, it's just not about the money anymore. To be dashingly fashionable and visually attractive to all the people whom I am meeting, I have to ensure that wearing cheaper and decent clothes that make me feel more like a minimalist is already fine enough for me because constantly spending more money on fancy clothes based on luxurious brands doesn't always make you look and feel like a billionaire. In fact, it makes you financially broke quickly. So therefore, it's just not about the money anymore. If I were to win the lottery, wherein I've just won over $1 million, then just because my net worth compounded exponentially because of what I've won from the lottery, it doesn't mean that my wealth sustainability is sufficient enough to maintain my newly established net worth. Just because your current net worth is so high doesn't mean that it will stay that way for the rest of your life. Because poor money management leads to unsustainable control of wealth or wealth maintenance. Alas, it's just not about the money anymore. When the value of a dollar is inflated once again, anything that was once so cheap during the good old days may not be the same as it was in the present time. So over time, we cannot make significant and life-changing modifications to the global economy because there will always be drastic and uncomfortable changes in the economic side of things that even we don't have the proper authority and the suitable power vested upon us to take control over. So in summary, it's just not about the money anymore. Getting married is such a huge life commitment to make. And marrying someone richer than me can only lead me to the assumption that I only married that person for the sake of wealth and reputation. And that if I don't marry a richer woman, I will never accumulate the same amount of wealth that she has. It's all about marrying someone who will authentically love you for who you truly are and how kind-hearted a person you have been so far, no matter how rich or poor you are. So, in short, it's just not about the money anymore. The literal definition of money makes the world go round in many different aspects of our lives. But sometimes taking possession of more would mean less happiness generation and a less fulfilling life of overconsumption and covetousness. What we could all learn from this moral lesson is, of course, the moral lesson would be it's just not about the money anymore. We should not be money oriented. We should all stay humble with what we currently have within our grasp and how much we value our internal wealth the most. If we are always so happy and contented with everything we have accomplished and obtained in our lives, then we are far richer than money oriented people who just couldn't stop chasing to grab more endless external wealth and desirable possessions. So, it's just not about the money anymore. And that's the end of my short but creative story about why money is sometimes not so important for all of us to dangerously commit ourselves to making endlessly. Otherwise, well, the problem is, we will all become slaves to money forever. So don't ever be a slave to money. Become the master of your own money-making empire. And yeah, I do hope that you have all enjoyed this short and non-fictional story entitled It's Just Not About the Money Anymore, written by me. And if you did, then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to stay notified by clicking the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will catch you all again in the next video. So take good care of your money as always, and goodbye to all of you. I will see you all next time.